Retired engineering executive Jim Sharping has transitioned into the literacy world as the author of 2 published books specializing in fiction and cozy mysteries.
Need that today.
Right? Is that
cozy
like the perfect
mystery.
day? We're here today to talk about his latest book, Wiggle Room. Jim, it is so nice to have you here. We love the book. How did you go from being an engineer exec to an author?
Well, as I finished all my projects after I retired, you do those quicker than you really think. So I decided, how to best use my time. And English was my weakest subject. I was good at math, being an engineering person, as you imagine. And I just said, my stories were good as everybody else's.
Yeah.
So
You put them on paper.
Put them on paper. It's been a unique experience.
Yes.
It was different from the engineering world, totally.
Yeah, it couldn't be more different, right? Like, but at the same time, like, kind of putting pieces together to kind of create this big idea.
Yeah, well, I know the story from very beginning, from A to Z. I know what's going to happen, who's going to do what, how it's going to end. So when I start writing, I do a outline, with proper stuff.
Yeah.
The outline with I do a 1 sentence, what's going to be in each chapter, and then estimate the number of words that we'll have in that chapter. Then it starts flowing out. Some days you do 2,500 or 3,000 words in a day. I mean, it's flowing out quicker. It's quicker than I can key it in almost. But some days you only get a paragraph, and it may not be a good paragraph.
Right.
But those are transitions. When you change the story from this part to this, I relate that kind of like driving. If you're down the road, not straight highway, got on cruise control, there's no problem.
Right.
But then you come to an intersection, then you got decisions to make, you got dangers to avoid.
Yeah.
So in those transitions, you want to keep the reader engaged. You want the continuity to flow. You want to meet future events. You don't want to write yourself into a corner and all of a sudden.
How am I going to write out of this?
Yeah. They've got to do a lot of rewrites. So that's kind of the writing process I do, and it's I guess everybody's different, but
everybody. Some people lock themselves in cabins and do all this stuff, but I love the metaphor that you have that sometimes you're able to write multiple paragraphs, like a whole chapter, and then some days it's just one paragraph or a couple sentences.
Yeah, and I'll say it's not necessarily a good paragraph that day, because I say you got to be so careful of the transitions. And I see other writers making those same decisions I'm making. When I read this, it's really unique. Hey, I saw he decided to do this, and so that's kind of.
I love it. Tell us quickly, what is Wiggle Room about?
Wiggle Room is a cozy mystery with likable characters. That's what my editor described it. That was exactly my goal.
Yeah.
It starts in the fall of 1963. The main character is Miles Brady. He's a police officer in Charlotte. Everything's going great. He's about to propose marriage to his girlfriend. He's up for promotion. And then in the blink of an eye, things change. His girlfriend gets a job offer in California, moves there without really talking much to Miles about it, which is a problem. He does not get a promotion, and he's released from the police force through no fault of his own. So as he starts job searching, he migrates down to York County, South Carolina, where he kind of grew up. He reconnects with a girl that he knew in high school, and they become romantically involved later on. Of course, you got to have.
Of course, you
got to have the romance,
some of that.
Got to have a good love story.
Yes.
And so they also reconnect with some other friends in high school, and one of them has a problem with some stolen art and kind of hires him to do that. In doing that, he and his friend both become suspects in a murder, and that's where the mystery starts.
Oh my gosh! He was just trying to marry his girl, and now he's involved in a murder mystery.
And my wife wondered, well, how all this stuff's floating around in my head sometimes.
He's like, don't worry about it, honey.
Stolen art, love stories. I love that
Yes.
it has a bunch of South Carolina locations.
Yes.
So people can go to local bookstores to find your books.
Yeah, local booksellers is also on Amazon. Thrift Books has it. Barnes and Noble. So
Wherever they sell books.
Yeah.
yeah, everybody sells books. I'm doing some book signings around M. Judson. I'm doing May the 3rd. Some other places around in Asheville and Spartanburg. So.
Well, we're excited
busy.
that you're here. We love it. Thank you for sharing your story
Well,
with us,
thanks for
Jim.
having me. It's
Very,
a
Thank
good
you.
pleasure.
So nice
very
to meet you.
good.